Hi, I'm Paddycake, and this is my best friend, Brent. We've been besties for a while now, and one of the things we bonded over was our shared love of Madlibs. On Christmas a few years ago, Brent pitched the idea to me to create a show where we use AI art to accentuate the humor of Madlibs. 3 weeks later, we started filming, and we haven't stopped since. Through this project, we hope to share our weird humor and to highlight both the unexpected beauty and complete absurdity of AI-generated art. Welcome to MidJourney Madlibs. Hello, my darlings, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please come in and make yourself at home. My name is Paddycake. Welcome to Paddycake Games and the next episode of MidJourney Madlib. With me, as always, is my best friend and co-host Brent. How are you doing today?
I'm well. I noticed that my back hardly hurts at all now. So yay, we've gotten through this after however many long weeks it's been, but and feeling better.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad you're on the mend finally. But anyway, you guys know how this works. We send each other Madlibs. We send each other the answers to go into the Madlibs. We then take those sentences, we run them through MidJourney. We create a series of art. We get together, we show it to each other, and we laugh. And that's the show, and we hope you like it. And if you do like it, look down below the video. There's a button just for you. It's a thumbs up. It just means you like the video, and if you're clicking on that, you might as well go right next to it and click on the subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, and it makes you feel super good inside. And if you want to be super thorough, you can go click that notification bell. That lets you know when new videos get posted to the channel. You can also look in the description of the video. There's a link to the Discord. Come and join the Discord. We would love to meet you. We have a wonderful community there, really cool people who enjoy the videos on the channel. And if you want to see the art from the show up close and personal, come and join the Discord, because after every episode, all the art gets posted on the Discord in the MidJourney Madlibs chat room. All right, Brent, you are up, as usual, since it's Monday. And apparently, we're dreaming about something.
Yes. So this should definitely be a crazy and wild Madlib. It might not be, but we'll see. But it is from one of my new Madlib books for the fans. Yes, it's our Taylor Swift edition.
Oh, nice.
Though, I don't think Taylor Swift's going to make a showing tonight. Dreaming of a backstage pass. And if you didn't know, this is Patrick's autumnal words.
Ah, okay.
Oh, you probably would have figured it out pretty quickly. From one brown fan to another, it's here! OMA!
OMA! Oh my God! Wait, well, it wouldn't be God. It would be Oh My America. OMA.
Yeah, it's just like OMA. Oma. Who's Oma? Anyway, so it gave me different kinds of things. It gave me some brown people, but I just thought these were great because they would look very brown, just in general. Brown glasses, brown hair, brown clothes.
Very neutral tones, except for those two red lasers above their head.
Yeah.
So are they getting shot in the head with lasers, or are their heads shooting lasers?
It's probably just some like 80s backdrop. Maybe they're at prom and they just discovered something.
They're at glamour shots.
I had an amazing dream last night. I dreamed I won a back park pass to meet Sigourney Weaver.
Oh my! She looks less like Sigourney Weaver and more like I don't know, like a goth singer from the early 90s.
Yeah, that one was kind of weird. It's kind of grainy. I'm surprised, but yeah. She is my favorite barista ever. If somebody gave me a bowl of coffee, I think I'd...
Right? That's a really, really large cup of coffee. And she also, apparently, she prepares pastries as well.
In my dream, I was literally raking up and down like a cool barn owl.
I see her raking in extremely fast motion.
I know. And I don't see any barn owls, but who knows? I didn't realize they were good rakers either.
I didn't either. We are an educational show, if nothing else. Don't listen to us. Never listen to us. We don't know what we're talking about.
Jamie Lee Curtis was so nice in person.
What happened to Sigourney? Screw Sigourney. Jamie Lee Curtis was there. It doesn't look like
I will say
either.
I say nothing about Orange. I say nothing about Halloween in this whole entire prompt.
Well, Jamie Lee Curtis is associated with Halloween.
Halloween-esque pictures.
Let's speak of Jamie Lee Curtis is associated with Halloween because of the film
I know.
Halloween.
That's what's so funny.
And that pumpkin. I mean, that just random pumpkin while she's sitting on a freaking kayak in her front yard. What the hell?
Or a sled? A sled? I don't know what it is. A catamaran? We met up in the cafe's basement. Burn it or not, that's where the bundling rooms for all the performers are. I'm like, are they Amish?
They're the bundling rooms. Oh. That's definitely an underground room. It's a basement room. It looks like the basement room at like an exclusive club, and like she owns the club, so that's why there's a picture of her on the wall.
Kind of like the Red Room, but yeah. While I was in the dressing room, we exchanged friendship sweaters.
Oh, okay. Why do you look exactly like her? It's a little creepy.
I don't know. You would not believe how many pictures that I got of two people that look just alike.
And what's the point of exchanging friendship sweaters when those friendship sweaters look identical to each other? The whole idea is you're supposed to give someone something they don't have. You guys are going to be swapping sweaters, and no one's going to know you have somebody else's sweater.
Well, they're matching sweaters. Maybe that's the whole thing. And I even got a signed pumpkin spice latte that I put in my see-through mug.
That's a really talented barista that can put a three-dimensional face with hair at the top of your latte foam.
But it is definitely
black
a see-through
pools
mug.
for eyes. It is a see-through mug. Yeah.
Then we took a photo together. We made silly faces in the picture that made us drink for hours.
Why the pumpkin? Why the pumpkin?
Yeah, and I didn't even put the pumpkin spice latte line in there because sometimes I will if they go together, but they don't. Yeah, that's the only one that came out like that.
Did you mention Jamie Lee Curtis to keep the person the same? Like
yes, I did do that.
Okay, that's why. That's why. Jamie Lee Curtis has never worn a mask made out of pumpkin that I am aware of.
So I think that's really cool. I would love to, shellac one, a pumpkin and do that. That's kind of a cool idea. What a great dream. If I had amazing dreams like this every night, I'd never want to mull up.
I guess that's mulling up. Oh, no, he doesn't want to mull up, so we don't know what mulling up is. I mean, I imagine it's putting a bunch of spices in something, but
it's very odd. You got a little cloud floating over him. I don't know if that's supposed to represent the dream.
Yeah, it's like he's still dreaming. He's asleep, and that's his dream. It also kind of looks like the bed's floating in midair. You can't see the legs.
Yeah.
And there's no headboard. It's very weird.
Yeah. Almost forgot there's more.
Yeah, we have honorable mentions now.
Dishonorable mentions.
There's the barn owl trying to rake.
Yeah, he's raking well.
Raking like crazy.
Impressed. I had an amazing dream last night. I dreamed I won a back park pass to meet Sigourney Weaver.
That is so cool. I love it. It's like Alien. It's like Alien, but it's like weird and green. It's like if you bought Alien from Wish or Temu.
It's like an alien cookie jar or something. It's very shiny. I mean, they were shiny, but it looks ceramic. In my dream, I was literally raking up and down like a cool barn owl.
That's so cute. Little barn owl cleaning up the street.
It's not really awake, but hey, he's sweeping. And I like how it kind of comes off of his wings as if maybe he's not.
You know what? There. It's just it's Hedwig trying to grab Harry's broom before it hits the ground.
Jamie Lee Curtis is so nice.
Are you sure?
I mean, to be honest honest, this looks more like Dame Judi Dench in the role of Jamie Lee Curtis.
It really does look Judi Dench, but it also kind of looks like Carol from The Walking Dead.
It does.
It's like Dame
definitely.
Judi Dench as Carol from The Walking Dead. There we go.
While I was in the dressing room, we exchanged friendship sweaters.
Apparently, it's a whole body sweater.
And I don't know if she has arms.
Right? It's like
or
the arms
hands
just
or- I don't.
stop. That's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. That is the weirdest sweater ever. Then we took a photo together. We both made silly faces in the picture that made us drink for hours.
Why are you topless? That's not appropriate attire for where you're located. It looks like you're in.
Yeah, they look like they're in a pretty nice place.
Yeah, but with far too many lamps. But it's okay.
And there's a lot of people back there.
Yeah,
So I do see somebody who looks like they might be in their underwear, so maybe it's a lingerie party.
Oh, maybe. And scene. That was great.
I really liked that one.
That was great. I liked that one a lot.
I could not really manage to get any super funny art. Maybe it's because I was using celebrities, and so it kept on trying to give me people. And there are some that look very, very much like the actual actor.
Well, I hear Lady Shablagoo is going to tell us another story, and if it's about dreams, I don't think they're going to be pleasant ones. And now, Southern Fried Scary Tales with Lady Shablagoo.
Well, hello, darlings. Do you remember what I told you last week to remember? Well, just in case you did forget, I said sometimes reality is much scarier than legend. And so, in case you still haven't caught on, this story is bona fide and terrifyingly true. Our story starts with a young man from Gilmer, Texas named Joshua, who was in his late teens and had been sick most of his life. He had 2 kidney disorders that caused him to swell up, be nauseous for days, and left him with very low energy. Sometimes his teachers even had to walk him up and down the halls at school to help him stay awake. He'd been on the transplant list for about a year. Now, Sharon lived in Mesquite, Texas, and was 50. She also needed a new kidney. She'd been having to go to dialysis for over a year now. People sometimes wait years to find a matching kidney donor if none of their family members are a match. Now let's talk about Billy. Billy was a 20-year-old ne'er-do-well who lived with his mom in Texarkana, Arkansas. His mother, Judy, who was a nurse, worried that he'd overdosed on some sort of drug when he began vomiting, sweating profusely, and complaining about blinding headaches. She took him to the hospital, where he was treated, but he still slipped into a coma in late April. And a few days later, the doctors determined the poor young man was brain dead due to a massive hemorrhage. Now, we all know that time is of the essence in these situations, but Judy was shocked when doctors asked if they could use Billy's organs for people on the transplant list. She wasn't angry that they were intruding on her grief because, though her son was prone to making bad decisions, one thing she did know is that he had wanted to be an organ donor if the unthinkable happened. No, the reason she was shocked was because Billy was a drug user. Mostly he stuck with marijuana, but his urine had tested positive for cocaine, and she was sure he'd be rejected on those grounds. But doctors assured her he'd passed their screening protocols, and so she readily gave permission. At least some good could come out of a very bad situation. Working quickly on May 4th, doctors carefully removed Billy's kidneys, lungs, liver, and various other body tissues that could benefit many people. The kidneys and liver went to Baylor Medical in Dallas, where patients were waiting, while the lungs went to a desperate man in my home state of Alabama. Joshua, Sherry, and a man from Oklahoma City named Jimmy were all about to get a new lease on life. Unfortunately, the man in Alabama didn't survive his lung transplant surgery. This was particularly special for Joshua. He turned 18 just 6 days after surgery while still in the hospital, but he'd be discharged before graduation. His body seemed to accept the new kidney, and he finally felt close to normal for the first time in his life, and he even got a new truck. 24 days after surgery, Joey walked across the stage and accepted his diploma, and then began vomiting as he climbed into the stand, still clutching his diploma. He continued to be sick all through the graduation celebrations, and the next day, His mom took him back to the transplant hospital after he'd begun stumbling and having convulsions. They admitted him straight to the ICU. My. Well, imagine their surprise when they discovered that Sherry and Jimmy were already in the same hospital. Doctors quickly ruled out that all 3 patients' bodies were rejecting their new organs, and then they noticed that all 3 had some of the very same symptoms: vomiting, profuse sweating, and painful headaches. Fortunately, fluids and antibiotics seemed to help immensely, and the 3 patients formed a bond, even joking about their weird circumstances. But before the patients had improved enough to be discharged, they began to sicken again, but with a bizarre array of symptoms that stumped their doctors. Headaches returned, along with agonizingly sore throats, extreme sensitivity to bright lights and loud noises, and alternating bouts of delirium and irritability. They'd even been found wandering the halls a few times, and nothing the medical staff did was helping. Their sore throats were so severe they couldn't drink or eat. They couldn't even bear the thought of swallowing their own saliva, and as embarrassing as it was, they just drooled all over themselves. Their irritability and delirium seemed to increase even more. They became combative, fighting hospital staff, and even tried to bite like angry children often do. Very quickly, Jimmy and Sherry slipped into comas and passed away on June 7th and 9th. Joey's mother prayed for a miracle, but even though he was younger and stronger, he too succumbed to the mysterious infection, and brain activity ceased. His family let him go on June 21st, just 48 days after his surgery. He only got to drive his new truck 3 times. Doctors needed answers. Were staff members in danger? Were there any other transplant recipients who'd received Billy's organs that might be in trouble? A North Texas man had recently died under very similar circumstances, but he was ruled out when it was revealed that he'd had a liver transplant. Jimmy had gotten Billy's whole liver. Blood, tissue, and brain matter samples were sent off from the 3 recipients, the North Texas man, and from Billy to be tested. It turned out that the man from the Panhandle had received an artery from Billy during his liver transplant. The test results made total sense when compared to the bizarre symptoms they'd observed, but were no less horrifying. You see, they had all died of rabies. Further tests determined that that strain of rabies comes from bats, and it turned out that residents at the apartment community where Billy lived with his mom Judy and his sister had been complaining about the bats infesting their complex. Neither Billy nor his mom mentioned him getting bitten to hospital staff. He probably didn't even know. And the symptoms of crack intoxication could be very similar to rabies, so doctors had no reason to suspect anything more than an overdose. One more piece of terrifying information: at least 100 people in Texas endured the painful post-rabies exposure injections as a precaution, including over 60 healthcare workers and nearly 30 family members. And that is the end of one of the saddest and scariest tales of this season. Remember to show your family and friends that you love them, because we never know how long we have each other. Bye, y'all.
Lady Shablagoo's team would like to thank Sean from the Scary Interesting YouTube show and podcast for introducing us to this terrifying and true tale.
Wow, that was pretty creepy. But do you know what can be even weirder? A food fight in a Wild West town, which is what you see here.
Oh, wow. So I'm hungry. When's lunch turned into a food fight?
Yeah, well, for the cover slide anyway. So this is my Madlib for the week. My Madlib for the week is Friends of the Wild Wild West. Buffalo Bill Cody ran a gooey show he called The Wild West. And it featured go-karts and miniature cows.
Wow.
I mean, that is just a tiny little cow. And it has feet on it. Why does it have feet on it?
What, the cow?
Yes, the cow in the stirrups.
It has hooves.
No, look in the stirrups. On the cow.
Oh, it has boots.
Yes, so there are feet on the cow. Or at least boots. Why?
It's funny that you have this subject, because I read aloud today Judy Garland's Wikipedia article, and we got to the part where she starred in Annie Get Your Gun as the film, and the whole entire Wild Bill's Wild West show, and how the whole thing is trying to convince Annie Oakley to join his show. So.
2 of its biggest Jack-in-the-Box tacos were Annie Oakley and Sitting Bull. chef of the Lakota Sioux. Not chief, chef.
That right there, having chosen that word in that spot is so freaking funny. Like literally the correct word minus a letter.
Exactly. And by the way, those are not tacos, MidJourney. Those are sandwiches.
Some really colossal looking chicken.
Right? Massively thick chicken.
Well, one of them looks like it's got fried rice and then a piece of, I don't know if that's tomato, and then some bacon, and then another tomato, and then maybe a hamburger patty.
Annie, this sentence is funny. Annie was a scrumptious woman who could bake just about any sharp knife.
Okay, you cannot get MidJourney to give you an ugly person. Like, you can try so hard, and I call her scrumptious, and suddenly I get this monkey thing.
Sitting Bull called her Little Moist Shot. Are you okay? Did I kill you with that line? It almost killed me when I wrote it.
I'm trying not to think about any implications that it has.
Right? Yeah, that was the hardest part for me too. But this looks like a psychedelic poster for like a band in the 60s. Little Moist Shot.
Yeah. Or maybe it's a song title.
Yeah, maybe so. But I was just amazed that, because occasionally the text will actually make sense in the picture, but most of the time when I do text in the picture, it just puts it like in the top or bottom corner. You know?
Yeah, or it looks like someone typed it down there.
Right.
And
But
so every
this
now and then,
actually looks like it was a logo that was created for a poster, and it got all the words exactly right. So I had to share this one. I thought it was great. They were both excellent chicken back riders.
I mean,
No, I think that's a duck, but you know.
well, it's sort of chocobo-ish too. But why are they in water?
I don't know. I don't know why it's flooded. The only thing I can think of is maybe because, okay, so first of all, this is a zoom out because the actual picture was just them in the center of the frame, and you couldn't see anything below like the midway point on the chest. So you couldn't see any ground at all. But I zoomed out because I wanted to get more context for where they were standing, and this is all of them just gave me like more dirt and like more people around, but this one gave me all this water, and I thought it was funny. It's like maybe MidJourney realized that that's not a chicken she's on, but a duck, so it made water so that it would make sense, because you know, a duck large enough to be rode by a human is completely normal, apparently.
Yeah.
And the two nuggets became steaming friends.
That is so cute. That is hilarious.
Yeah, I thought they were adorable. Sitting Bull gave Annie many toasters, including his moccasins from the Battle of Crunchy Bighorn. And here are all the toast she made with the moccasins and the mini toasters that he gave her.
Wow. So what did she like? Press the moccasins on them, and wow, she looks kind of rough.
Yeah, she looks like an old Native American woman. That's one of the things I got with this prompt a lot. I got a lot of female versions of Sitting Bull.
So, that is some long toast too.
Yeah. And the photograph looks very vintage too. It's all like desaturated because they couldn't really do colors well back then. So,
or maybe they colorized it after the fact.
Oh, that's true. They might have colorized a black and white photo. That's a possibility. He admired her skill with the cricket and even adopted her as his picnic.
What? I mean, the front part is okay, but what's going on after the?
I don't know. The way, when I first saw it, I had to use this one because it made me laugh because like he's pooping a napkin.
Okay. But where are the rest of his legs and his body? I don't know. I mean, if he's a cricket. But okay.
They both became symbols of the cheese-covered West.
That looks like something that Remington would have made. I mean, except for the cheese. I love, though, that they have taken this yellow and they've put it into the horse's coat. The grasses are very yellow. There's this yellowish tinge to the mountains.
His shirt is like mustard yellow. Yeah.
A hanker for a hunk of cheese.
Yahoo!
Because he was a cowboy.
That's true, he was.
And he got a hunk of cheese now.
Yeah.
So
because he wanted you to eat a wagon wheel. Take one cracker, put a slice of cheese, then put another cracker. It's a wagon wheel. I will never forget that as long as I live. That lives rent-free in my head. So they both became symbols of the cheese-covered West, even though Annie had never traveled west of the Olive Garden.
oh wow.
And she traveled by spinning, and she would lift into the air and float.
How big is she?
Well, no, she's very small, but it's perspective. She's right in front of the camera and other stuff. She's up in the air. She's up in midair. She spins around.
Are these other
floats.
ladies?
Or the
are they
dirigibles.
UFOs?
They could be UFOs. Maybe she's an alien. Annie was an alien.
I
Maybe
mean,
that's why
we
she
don't
was
know
such
what
a
they
fat
are,
cat.
so technically they are UFOs because we have
That's
no
true.
idea what they are.
That's true. You ready for honorable mentions?
Sure.
Okay. This is Annie was a scrumptious woman who could bake just about any sharp knife. This is the only picture it gave me that was interesting. So I kept it as an honorable mention because she's so freaking manic.
Is she pulling out her hair? Or
It looks like it.
Do something to a cat. I'm like,
No. I don't know. It's weird. This is Annie was a scrumptious woman who could bake just about any sharp knife. And apparently cupcakes as well from the 1950s.
this looks like either something from WandaVision or...
Totally. So the next several are all from the same prompt because I got so many great pictures from this prompt that I had to put them all in here. They were both excellent chicken back riders.
Wow!
Look at
That's
his hat.
wild!
Look at his
I know.
hat.
It's like a chicken horse.
It's a chickagriff. It's like a hippogriff, but it's a chicken.
Oh, that is...
Here's the next one. Also,
That
modded
also
Red Dead
very, looks
Redemption.
very, very, very video game there.
Yes,
for sure.
it's like modded Red Dead Redemption. I could even, like, this looks like Arthur and this looks like Wyatt. I mean, it looks like characters from the game. But yeah, they're riding chickens instead of horses. It's pretty much.
And this
exactly
time they
the same.
have the right amount of limbs, mostly.
Yeah, and here's ZZ Chicken.
Wow. That's
With their
wild.
their completely impossible vehicle that can't move because the wheels are facing in two different directions and they're tied together.
Yeah, it is a bit weird.
And they just have like a handlebar to hold them in. They don't have like a steering or anything. It's like they're on a carnival ride or something.
Well, maybe they have something behind them. Also, either they're kneeling or they've had their legs amputated.
I think they're kneeling because it looks like there's a fold, like halfway down, like their leg is folded under itself.
I'm very happy to continue that illusion. They also might actually be down inside of a little hole.
This is the two nuggets became steaming friends.
That is so cute.
Isn't
they
it cute?
the baby chickens are nuggets. That's awesome.
It's so cute. And the other reason I chose this one is because of the color scheme. Because I love that color combination of that vibrant purple and blue, and that's what this is, and I love it. This is he admired her skill with a cricket and even adopted her as his picnic.
Okay. So is she doing something to another cricket and he's happy about it?
I don't know.
Well,
Because
he's
it
not a
doesn't-
cricket. He's a grasshopper.
He's a grasshopper, right? Now I don't know what she's doing with what she's had in her or what she has in her hands because it doesn't actually look like a bug. It looks like something mechanical, possibly. And that is it. That's the end of my Madlib for the evening. Sorry to say.
Well, this was quite the romp then.
It was.
And they were both about show business.
We were, and we didn't plan that. That's weird. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys for coming by and watching the video. We always appreciate every view we get. Make sure you click on like and subscribe before you leave. Leave us some comments down below on what you thought was the weirdest picture, and we'll see you guys on Thursday.
Like and subscribe.
The algorithm demands it.